Hello, this is Buona from Buona.tv, and today I want to talk about Star Wars Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons is a new game from EA. It's a new dogfighting Star Wars game that I've been looking forward to, but mainly because it was gonna tickle that itch that I have with Elite Dangerous and using my HOTAS to do some space combat. And in this video, I'm going to show you a clip from my live stream after I played the game for about probably like 5 or 6 hours. And to kind of give my summary and initial thoughts on what I thought about the game, exactly. And where it stands and where I'm going to be going forward with the game. So enjoy the feedback. It's really quick. It's only like 5 minutes, but it's a great summary. I get questions all the time on my live stream at Buona.live. They're like, Buona, what do you think about Squadrons? So this video aims to answer that question. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. I don't know when I'm going to stream this again. I allocated one day to stream it. We may take some of it to YouTube, play it offline. But overall, I think the game is average. There's a lot of good about it, but there's also some things that are holding it back, and inputs are holding it back for me mostly. I can't get immersed when I'm so worried about how to do something. And you know, we use a HOTAS and you got a billion buttons. That comes with the territory. So I kind of put it on myself. I think if I would have played this with a controller, it'd probably been a different experience. I think people who are playing this with a controller are probably having a different experience. I haven't touched multiplayer, by the way, which is supposed to be the bulk of the game. It's going to be a lot of cosmetic unlocks and, progression through the multiplayer. So that's the main part of the game. I'm just playing this campaign I heard was like short. So it's not even that big of a deal in terms of overall content. So I'm barely touching it. But inputs, this game begs for better inputs, and I think it's lacking in that area. It's a console game that's been ported to other inputs. That much is obvious. And I think they could have did a better job with that. The debriefing and the hangar stuff looks really cheap. Really, really cheap. It's like you look around and it's really cheap. That's the only word I can think of. Really cheap. But the combat itself, the main part of the game is solid. That's a lot of fun. The missions are fun that I've done. The flight models are okay. I really wish you could drift anytime instead of just boosting. I think that's a really lame limitation, that boosting or drifting is limited to after boost. You should be able to drift anytime. You know, in Elite we call it flight assist off, where we go, we turn off the flight assist and we just start, letting Newtonian physics kick in. You should be able to drift anytime, and you have to boost in this game, and then at the end of the boost, you have to basically turn, and then you'll drift. And it's like, I should be able, they basically call inertial dampeners. I should be able to turn those off anytime. I think it would make the game a lot less arcadey than what it is, because right now it feels like you're flying on rails. It really feels like you're flying on rails, and it's like, yeah, that'll be fun for a while, but I don't know how long that'll last. But overall, I think the game's average, and if I was to rate it, it wouldn't be very high. It'd be like a 7 or an 8. Not even an 8, it'd be like a 7 or a 6. But I haven't gotten into the multiplayer yet, so it's kind of incomplete. It's Star Wars, so I like it for that. The story has been interesting so far. I like that they're taking perspectives of the Empire, former Empire people, current Empire people, different mindsets on what they should do to make the universe a better place. That's kind of like Star Wars core, is that the Empire thinks they're doing the right thing, and the Rebels think they're doing the right thing. So everybody always thinks they're doing the right thing, but it's like they go about it wildly different ways. Wildly different ways, and it's really cool to see that. The story is kind of being very, they're emphasizing that. They're really emphasizing methods, and they talked about how the general who defected, he's using Empire methods and like espionage and deception, and the Rebels usually don't work that way. So it's like, this is war, pretty cool to see that. Star Wars sounds and music are top notch. This is great Star Wars stuff. But I think the controls set is just holding the game back. and it's a potential thing, and that's unfair because the game is what it is. Whenever you say potential, that's unfair to the game because the game is what it is, and you really should be looking at it for what it is. But when you see higher potential, it's hard to ignore that. It's virtually impossible to ignore that. That was the problem Elite Dangerous had. People like saw the potential, and they just didn't even look at the game. They just saw what it could be rather than what it was. I think this game has a similar problem. It's like we're going to be looking at the potential rather than what it is. But yeah, I don't know how many more hours I got left in this. I'm not really motivated to finish the story. I think I could just go to YouTube and watch that. But we'll see. Maybe my mind will be changed tomorrow when I, have a good night's sleep or whatever. But take care, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Those are my thoughts.